Hey, stop. Look at this. Look over here.
Today, we'll drive as close as we can through a dusty wasteland choked with ash from Tvurva.
Yeah, we're actually standing inside a huge caldera. It's actually a crater that's 14 kilometres wide. And almost 1,500 years ago, there was a huge eruption that sent ash around the world, and it changed the climate in Europe for a year. And the sun only shone for 4 hours a day for 1 year in Europe, halfway around the world.
So could this volcano erupt with that kind of destructive capacity today?
Yes, this crater could do the same thing all over again.
And what would be the impact on Australia, which is relatively close by?
The impact would be devastating. There could be tsunamis that reach the north coast of Australia, and there could be ash which blocks out the sun and causing crop failures. So all the crops would fail for 1 or 2 years.
A volcanic winter, in other words.
Yeah.
So we're literally standing on top of a time bomb.
And it's ticking. And it's ticking faster than it was 6 months ago.
Wow. I can just sort of hear like a tinkling, like raindrops. What is that?
Yeah, that's the lava bombs falling onto the side of the crater.
Big rocks.
Big rocks, they might weigh half a tonne.
John is a scientist, a chemistry graduate who provides his observations and data to volcanologists and scientific institutions. At the nearby Volcano Observatory, scientists are listening to her rumble with seismic equipment funded by Australia.
Rabaul is different to most volcanoes, as we're the only caldera that's actually had a substantial eruption in historical times.
Right. Volcanologists like Steve Saunders say a climate-changing eruption isn't likely for more than 1,000 years. Tvurva should be settling down.
Statistically, it's unlikely that we'll have a big eruption. But as I always say, the volcano doesn't read the books. It'll do it when it's ready.
But what most intrigues scientists is the process that turns some volcanoes into supervolcanoes, a once-in-50,000-year event with the potential to wipe out human life.
A supervolcano is the largest of all possible eruptions.
Does this volcano have the potential to erupt with that kind of force?
Rabaul does have the potential to be a supervolcano.
And what would the impact be on Australia?
If Rabaul erupted in a supervolcano explosion, we'd be finished in Australia.
On the nearby island of Matapit, the locals have one of the most extraordinary views on the planet. They've lived here for 1,000 years, but the most recent eruptions have made life hell.
This is actually our original home, and it's hard to live, but because of the continuous ashfall, we're just thinking of leaving now.
So if the government did give you an alternative place to live, you would consider moving? In the local language, Tvurva means nest of hornets. Tonight, we share a fire in the village. Tomorrow, we'll be going deep into the hot zone. Most people flee volcanic eruptions. We're paddling right into one.
I think our plan for today is very simple. We're going to stay here for no more than an hour. We're going to go up to this area of smoking ground and we're going to make observations about what's happening along this fracture. All right, well, this is it.
Getting closer. It's like a moonscape, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah. All around us, the mountain is smouldering. The ground gets hotter with every step.
Well, what we've got here is we've got a couple of vents opening up and they're moving down the side, so this indicates there's a line of weakness in this area. Now, the concern for the volcano and the people is that these vents may be moving down the hill.
Have you seen this line of weakness before? Is this something new?
This has happened within the last 6 months, I'd say. And so this shows that this is active and dynamic. Things are changing day by day.
Beneath our feet is 30 square kilometres of lava, the equivalent of 60 Sydney harbours, and it's trying to get out through the top of the volcano and through the openings in her side. This landscape is really dynamic and volatile and alive. I can feel the heat coming off this steam. You can smell the sulphur. There are flecks and bits of ash flying through the air. Whoa! The steam surging out from the volcano is scalding.
Yeah, this is the gas masks on.
The air is thick with hydrogen sulfide, and the heat increases with every step.
This is what it's all about, and I just love the scientific discovery and just the whole experience.
It makes you feel sort of alive and humble at the same time to be in the presence of something so massive and so powerful.
And privileged.
Yeah, that's right.
We're standing here and there's no one else around.
Yeah.
We've just got this show to ourselves.
Yeah. Next morning, we return to Tverva, this time by air. Perfect weather provides us with a chance to fly to the top of the mountain.
That is just staggeringly beautiful. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite so beautiful in my life.
It seems to be shooting out from a couple of different vents.
Are we safe here? Pilot's making a break for it.
Living in the shadow of this dangerous and beautiful volcano is all these kids have ever known. Statistically, they'll face another powerful eruption within their lifetime.
I'm not really sure why they're here. I think a lot of the people, they wish the volcano didn't erupt. It's annoyance to them more than anything. They'd prefer that this thing went back to sleep for 50 years.
Life here couldn't be more precarious.